So today I am going to be potting up my dahlias. I thought I'd take you along for the journey, why not? So I've already put quite a few in that I want to take cuttings from, and I've done those at home in the greenhouse. I've got a few here, these ones. So I've just put them in a tray like this, so just so that I can see where the eyes are, so then I can take the cuttings when they come. So far these ones aren't doing anything, but they're still in there, and if you pull you can feel that they're rooting, so they're doing something just under the ground, not on top at the moment. So I've got in here, I've saved all my dahlias. I've saved all my dahlias in one of these crates, and all it is, I've put the dahlias in. These are ones I've bought. Let's those. So what I've done is I've put the dahlias in here. I've put a little bit of matting underneath, then filled it with the shavings, and then I've just put them in. So that's one. And some of these are quite big, so I'm storing my gloves as well. So you can see how big these guys are, and they're all really healthy. With the look of it, yeah. Now, the only problem I've got is I didn't label these when I did it, because I forgot to do it, and then when I dug them up, it was a really horrible day, and I just did it as quick as possible, put them in here, and then left it, and annoyingly didn't put any labels on them. So that's what I'll be doing today. I'll be labelling any of the ones I've got names for. So let's put these out of the way. Okay, so I've got just normal multi-purpose compost, and I've got some pots. So I'm going to do these ones into this size pot. I've got some slightly smaller ones for some of the smaller ones. Let's do some of the smaller ones first. So this is really only to start them off, and then they will be going out into the plot. But what I'm going to do this year is I'm probably going to leave them there this year, unless there's one I really want for cuttings next year. I'm not going to dig them up again. I'm in Cornwall, in the UK, so it doesn't really ever get that cold here, and the ones that I've left up there, that I left just because the weather was bad when I was doing it, they're all fine. And so I think, well, maybe I just leave them up there, like I say, unless I really want to take some cuttings. So we'll see. If there's a really stunning one, then I will dig it out and take a cutting. Right, what I'm going to do is, I've got compost. I'm just going to fill the bottom with some compost. See here. Okay, in there. And then these ones, these are ones I've got. I actually just got these from Wilco. The cactus ones is something I didn't have, so well, I had one cactus last year and it was absolutely lovely, and everyone loved it in a bouquet, but people only got kind of one flower in each bouquet because I couldn't, it was the only one I had. So obviously anyone that hasn't seen a dahlia, but that's it. It's pretty ugly and crispy and dead looking. That is going to have the most beautiful flowers. It's going to be stunning. So there's a few bits on here which we don't need. So these little bits, I mean these won't do anything because they're just a tuber that's come off. They won't grow, or if they grow they won't have a flower on them. So what I'm going to do is just tease off any of these long bits, these old roots. These are dead roots now, so it doesn't need them. So, and by doing that, we're just getting rid of anything that might rot. So you don't want to leave anything on there that's going to rot. Okay? So then what we're going to do is pop them in there. And it doesn't matter if it's up against the sides. All you need to make sure is just that it's just up to the surface. So do that one first. Okay? So just like that. Okay? And then we're just going to cover with the soil. And like I said, I'm not taking cuttings from these ones, so I'm just going to bury them like to just shake it around just so it settles the compost around the tubers. Otherwise you get air pockets in and around tubers because they've got such, they're so spidery, you don't want any air pockets. Okay, then make sure you've written a label. I've actually already done the labels for these, so I'm going to put the label in, and then we'll just water it. I'll water it the once, and then I'll just leave it until it starts to get any shoots. And once it starts to shoot, then when it gets dry, I'll water again. But these shouldn't need to be watered again after today until they start shooting, because otherwise you could cause them to rot off. So that's how I've done it. As you can see, still you can just see the tuber, and that's the neck there. And that's where this part here, this is where all the shoots are going to come from. So that's that one done. So that's those. Yeah, that's how I'll do these smaller ones, like that. So what we're going to do next is, clean this up a minute. Right, so these two really big ones, I've actually got 4 really big ones. This one, actually, it has got a label, I lied. This one was called, it says pickling cucumber, that's not what this is, but it was so that I remembered where I planted it. And this is a really nice red pom-pom. It didn't come with a name, it just said red pom-pom. So that's why, and I know I planted it near my cucumbers, which is why I put that label in so I'd remember which one it was. And that means I know which one this one is as well. Look at that. It's huge. My hand, I mean that's huge. And look, can you see it's already starting to shoot. So this one is a yellow one. This is a really lovely pretty yellow. Now I know a lot of people don't like yellow flowers, but I really like yellow flowers. I think they just, especially in the autumn, which is when dahlias are, you know, around, I think they just bring something. They just bring a bit of happiness, I think, yellow flowers. So these guys are obviously quite big, and they are going to need, see this one, it's actually asking to be split. Do I do it? Do I do it? Where am I? Because I know that that's got that shoot on it, and it is coming apart as we, in fact it is apart. So if we just take off the stalk, because we need to take that off anyway, that doesn't need to be on there anymore, and then we'll just cut that bit there. There you go. That's split. So in America they call that bit a chicken leg, but that's a huge chicken leg. That's what they normally look like. That's a rather big one. So this is the yellow one, and I do really like this yellow one. So we'll put him in a separate one. So now we're left with this tuber. I'm just going to take off some of these roots that we don't need. So actually now he's not as big as I thought, so he can probably go in a smaller, into something slightly smaller, which would be good. Obviously we need to take that off as well. Just take that off. Oh, still tough. That's that one. And then we've got this one. Again, right, I'm going to leave that one for a minute. So just need to take, I want to show you some of the other big ones. Oh, I've just dropped seeds all over the floor. Cosmos seeds as well. We have cosmos growing everywhere. Okay, so this guy is massive. I actually can't lift him up. They're going everywhere. So the only problem with using the shavings is they go everywhere. There we go. This one is massive, and it's called Lavender Perfection, this one. I mean, look at the size of that. That's massive. Let's see if I can get a few more of these shavings off there. Underneath, no rotting, no nothing. And all I've done is with these, I think I said before, is I just brushed off the soil. I'm on the allotment and we're not allowed taps and stuff, so we've just got animal feeders to use for our watering cans. So I had no way of like jet washing these off like I know some people do. So I did it on a day. Well, I did it on a really horrible day. I dug them up and then I left them in the polytunnel just to dry off. And once they dried off, then I put them into the wood shavings, and I just bashed off some of the soil. I left the rest of the soil. And what's this one? Oh my god, this one's huge as well. I feel like they've grown. What's this one? So this is my other red one then. So this is the other red one because I had two reds. So this one here, here we go. Oh no, so this is Golden Scepter. So that means that that one is Golden Scepter. I had two, that's what it is. They're both called Golden Scepter. Oh look at that, I did label stuff. Right, any more in there? Never know. Oh yes, a little tiny one. He's a bit shriveled, but he should be okay. Now these I bought as pot tubers, but I bought them as pot tubers in September. And I mean, it's still hard, it's just shriveled up on one side. This is meant to be a white dahlia, and at the time I had no white dahlias, so that's the only reason I bought it. So we'll try it. Any more in there? So I bought a few pot dahlias, and I don't know. Oh, there it is. It's falling. That one. That was another white one. He's proper shriveled up. So yeah, don't buy tubers in September that are still in. It was still in a 9cm pot. I mean, maybe if I'd left it in the pot over winter and didn't take it out, it would have been all right. But I just thought they were going to die. So I don't know. It's any good. Anyway, with these ones, because they're so massive, I haven't got a pot that will fit them. So I'm going to replant it back in the crate. So these two, because I'm only starting them off because I'm going to put them back in the ground anyway, I'm just going to split them. I wonder if these will split as well. I think I will try and split them. What do we think? I wasn't going to, because I've never done it before, but since I did my mum's the other day, it just sort of pulled apart. I feel a bit braver about it, but then maybe not, because this is my Purple Perfection. And I love this. It's a massive, the dinner plate one, and honestly the flowers are as big as my head and it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's not terribly useful for bouquets, but I do put them in my more expensive bouquets, you know, the big ones. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm brave enough. Maybe I'll just take cuttings. I'll stick it in there and I'll just take cuttings. I'm not brave enough. What about this guy? No. Okay, that's what we'll do. So I'm going to put some compost in the bottom of that. No, I'm going to put it in the bottom. I'm leaving the little mat in the bottom just to stop all the compost coming out the bottom. Okay, so for these big guys, I'm going to try and take some cuttings from this one, Purple Perfection for daffodils. So what I'm going to do is all I've done, as you can see, I've just put a thin layer, it's about that deep, in the bottom of the crate, and then I'll put the dahlia on top. So that's them in like that. I'm just going to give them a quick covering of compost. So I'll cover them up and they are ready to go. As you can see, I'm taking them for cuttings, so I'm not going to completely cover the crowns. I want to use these two for cuttings. I just need to chop these down, they're a bit too tall. I've done these ones already, as you can see. So yeah, that's how I'll do those. And actually, I did divide this one. I became brave. There was a couple of bits that looked like they could have come off. So what I did was, I've got this one came off. So I managed to divide it and I got that off it. And I also got that one off it. So they've all got necks, they've all got a tuber, so they should take. So I'm going to try that. I'm just going to pot up these guys next. and I'm feeling quite brave now. Should I do it? Oh, you can put in the comments if you want, if you think I really ought to do this or not. But as you can see, that's got this bit here should come away. Oh, am I brave enough? I might pot them up for a minute and then maybe I'll think about it. What do you think? Put in the comments below whether you think I ought to do it or not. I'm not sure. So I'm going to carry on potting up these dahlias now. I hope that was useful, kind of, for you. It's just me rambling on about dahlias, really. Be brave. I'm going to be brave and try and split that tuber, I think. Possibly. Maybe I'll wait, see what you say. But please do subscribe if you haven't, and then I do these videos. I try and get one out at least once a week. And I really enjoy making them, so please subscribe and you'll see all the ones I make from now on. Thank you very much. Bye bye.